Now recently I was made aware of this event that was going on YouTube where a group of YouTubers got together to create content around some of the shows or series that they had been watching, or things that they were interested in, focusing on a villainous scene. Essentially a scene in a movie or series or anything that depicted a character at their worst. And I decided, I've always wanted to talk about Stargirl on this channel, but I never really had an opportunity. I actually was going to create a video that was going to be like an hour-long video essay thing, but before the second season comes out, the second season's coming out very soon actually, I decided I would make this video to finally talk about the show and of course join in the event. Some of these YouTubers have been watching for a while, so I really wanted to participate. Now when Zack Snyder's Justice League came out again, I decided to get HBO Max on a trial basis so I could watch the movie. After seeing that though, I wanted to make the best out of the subscription that I had gotten. So I decided that the best way to do that was to watch more shows, watch more movies. And I remembered at that moment that I had always wanted to see one of the CW shows that I had no access to before, Stargirl. And lucky me, it was available on HBO Max, and that's how I started watching it. And I'm here to talk about One Villainous Scene from DC's I am what one would consider a casual fan of the CW Arrowverse. I've been watching on and off for years, so this kind of just made sense. Stargirl is kind of funny. It's a DC TV show that I don't hear enough about online. That's the biggest reason why I wanted to talk about it, because I just don't really see a lot of discussions around it going on. I think that the reason behind this is that the show is an HBO Max exclusive, and not many people are on HBO Max compared to, well, the rest of the CW verse that is free on television. And you just really can't beat anything that's offered for free, it's just not gonna happen. The villainous scene that I picked out for this video happens during the finale of season 1. So spoiler warning, Wildcat, or I guess the new Wildcat, Yolanda Montez, played by Yvette Monreal, or Monreal, bad with names, sorry, apologize in advance, has to face off against Brainwave, a member of the ISA, Injustice Society of America. Not a great name, I know, let's not dwell on it. Yvette tries to help foil the plans of the main villain group by stopping Brainwave. Yolanda is the only team member to make it far enough into the ISA's base to face off against Brainwave. As Yolanda fights her way through Dr. Ito's men, these guys are essentially the kidnapped residents of the town who have been brainwashed and turned into servants by what I presume were the test runs for this much bigger plan. The last of these hooded figures reveals himself to be none other than Brainwave's son, Henry. The interesting thing about this reveal is that a couple episodes earlier, we watched Brainwave with his own hands kill Henry when Henry decided that he would not follow in his father's footsteps.
I will never stand by your side.
If Brainwave had already killed him, then how was he here? How were we not seeing him? Henry goes on to explain that when the cast watched him die, he thought he would end up like my dude Obito, but instead miraculously survived his father's attack, infiltrated the ISA, and kept his head low. Yolanda, who at this point in the series has gone through a lot because of Henry, including having to watch someone who, she once loved get killed as a teenager. Understandably, she gets kind of caught up in the moment, forgetting in the moment that she hates this guy's guts for how their relationship ended. It's kind of complicated. She kind of believes that he betrayed her by sharing some private messages that she sent him, but apparently he didn't do that because show drama that we don't have time to get into because we're focusing on the One Villainous Scene. Henry and Yolanda share a moment, and he reminds her of what he told her earlier in the season as his father tried to kill him, and how she is all that he has been thinking about. And for the first time this season, we get the indication that she may seriously consider forgiving this guy for all the hurt, pain, and heartaches that he put her through. And in true CW's tween-age fashion, they share a PG-13 kiss. Psych! Instead of the kiss, she fucking kills the guy, throats him. I'm talking about slashes him like a cat, takes out his jugular. Oh my god, this dude goes down and starts bleeding to death, and she watches him bleed to death. And now you may be thinking, hold up, Seb, this video is actually about Yolanda, to which I have to say,
yes. Yes? Yes.
But also calm down, it's also about Brainwave. Let me explain. You see, Henry gives himself up when he asks what the plan is to stop the ISA during his little speech to Yolanda, and asks her specifically where her friends are, To which she replies,
They were Henry's friends too.
and it's revealed to us that he was none other than Brainwave. Yes, sir, that might have been obvious to some of y'all. I had to dress it up. I had to add some paprika to that, you know, spice it up. Oh, yes, sir, that man was, of course, capable of changing people's perception of himself. So while Yolanda saw Henry the whole time, it was indeed Brainwave. First things first, I gotta commend this man. What an actor. To be able to portray such raw emotion when acting as his son just speaks to the level this man goes to when picking these roles. It kind of makes me imagine that he goes around town like projecting random people and just playing out a day in their lives just to practice. Kind of like some sick improv. It's kind of weird, bro. Like, this dude was so good at it. What I found so terrible about this scene, or so villainous, in keeping with the title, is the fact that Brainwave was willing to use the death of his own son as leverage. The same kid that sat crying by his side when he laid unresponsive at the hospital after Stargirl beat him black and blue earlier on in the season. The kid sat next to him and took care of him and tried to reach out for him and developed his powers in the process, only to get not only killed, but used as a way to manipulate his ex-girlfriend? Jesus Christ. Even Thanos, the Mad Titan, crazy as he was, still you get the feeling cared more about his surrogate daughter, Gamora, than Brainwave does his own kin. He had no qualms using the fact that he had killed his own kid to manipulate Yolanda, knowing full well that she had once had feelings for him. That to me is some next level evil. What I really like about this scene is that Brainwave's actions are so deplorable that Yolanda kills him on the spot.
I watched Henry die, and now I'm gonna watch you die.
What's crazy about this, or I guess ironic, is that she had actually tried to stop our man from killing Solomon Grundy for what he had done to his parents, claiming in her own words that killing was wrong, only to end up being the only JSA member with a body count after the finale. Brainwave's Villainous Scene portrays a man so evil that he turns a child and an aspiring hero into a killer.
I killed him. What? I know it's wrong, but I did it.
Throughout the show, we are exposed to both Brainwave and his abilities. He is presented to us as the centerpiece of the AISA's plan. They want to use his mental powers, mind manipulation, memory alteration, and more. This dude is super stacked. He's Charles Xavier on crack, essentially. That's what this guy is. Brainwave's arc, to me, was one of the best this season, and one of the reasons why I chose him for this video. He is seemingly the only member of the ISA, besides Dr. Ito, of course, that does not place his family and loved ones above his own goals. His powers allow him to read people's minds, as I said before, and so he's kind of privy to all our fears, insecurities, and most importantly, hatred and all the negative things that we think when we think that people can't hear what we're thinking. He's the only person who can hear these thoughts, and his character is kind of driven by those thoughts. He's come to the conclusion that based on what he's experienced, that the only way to better humanity is through force, and that's why he goes through with Icicle's plan. What's interesting about this plan is that it does not affect any member of the JSA because the machine only targets fully developed minds, not children. Their goal, ultimately, is to get all adults on the same page and to believe the same things regarding global problems such as climate change, hunger, and other seemingly humanitarian goals. To believe in what Jordan, well, Icicle, their leader, refers to as the right thing. After gaining his powers, Brainwave mostly lost his faith in humanity. He began to see people as things to be changed, things to be improved upon. Brainwave wanted to remake the world, or America at least, in his image, a world where people could truly be good.
This world is imperfect. If only I could wipe away the impurities. Make it as beautiful as me.
This has been One Villainous Scene. If you like this video, there are other videos of its kind in this playlist. Hopefully, if I get on this playlist. So make sure you check them out. Other YouTubers much better than me who have been doing this game much longer than we have. As always, thank you so much for checking out the video. I've been OffTrackSeb, and I will catch you on the next one. Peace.